The first dunker is going to be Otis Smith. Otis Smith from Golden State is 6'5", his first dunk.
Otis Smith is a power dunker, and you saw that right there. And he usually likes to do a lot of his dunks with his left hand. He came underneath the double clutch. It looks easy, but this is tough.
Oh, I wish I could do it, Steve, but I don't think he's going to get a very high score.
And the judges give him a score of 40.
And Jerome Kersey will be next. In the first round, there will be 2 passes through the field of 7. And in other words, they get 2 dunks. They may replace a miss if they would like. So here comes Jerome Kersey, 6'7", 222 in his 4th year from Portland. And Otis has 40 points out of a possible 50. Well, again, I'm surprised, Jerome, having been in the competition, that was a terrific dunk. He had great height. Threw it through, but really nothing out of the ordinary. We'll see it again right here, Steve, as he comes up. Now look at the height. Watch where his head is. His head is right up near the rim. Throws it through without looking as he passes by. But again, it's just a 2-hand reverse dunk.
Well, I think Jerome is a little bit handicapped in the fact that he has smaller hands than some of the contestants. He wanted to make sure he got his first dunk in. He can't believe the judges didn't give him a better score.
He gets 41. That puts him 1 point ahead. Remember, this is cumulative. The top four will advance. And Spud Webb will go third. 5'7", 135 pounds. He won the 86 Slam Dunk Championship in his hometown of Dallas.
Well, the key for Spud is getting that first one to go in. Now, I've seen him in other competitions, and when he didn't get the first one in, he struggled a little bit, but all the little people are rooting for him.
Including me.
See, again, he had to get one in, and I think he's more concerned about that. His first one was more difficult and certainly would have got him a pretty good score.
And that should not be higher than what the other 2 competitors had.
You'll see him come in, and I know what he's thinking. Like, 2-hand, you know, I'm going to get this one over the top and get myself a chance to advance.
So Spud Webb with another look here. So it's just really a straight-in drive, just 2 hands straight in, nothing really spectacular. He just needed to get it in, otherwise he had no chance at all. But with 34, I still think that's going to kill him. So that makes him 3rd out of the first 3.
None of those judges are 5'7". You know?
Well, Stumpy Goodrich should be able to relate. Now Greg Cadillac Anderson. We go from the shortest competitor to the tallest. He's 6'10", a rookie from the University of Houston from San Antonio Spurs. Crowd liked it. Well, I think the disadvantage for the big man, Steve, is that they don't look like they're doing as much because they're so tall and they're so big. They don't have that fluid motion, and they have to really come up with more creativity, perhaps, than the smaller players. So this is a nice one off the glass. He's up high, throws it through with great authority. But again, they just don't have the ballet-like movements of a Michael Jordan or a Dominique Wilkins. If you take another look at it, gets good height and throws it through with great force. And now Greg Anderson, who picked up a 42. So that is the highest score so far. It's Anderson with 42, Kersey 41, Smith 40, Webb 34, and here is the defending champion, Michael Jordan.
Well, the judges, they got a lot of pressure on them. They got to come through with big scores for Jordan. Of course, Jordan wants to put some pressure on everybody by trying to do something special right out of the gate.
Everybody in the stands flashing a 10. They had him up before he got there. There's a 9.
Well, we go back and we'll take a look, and Jordan is saying, I got to put some pressure on. And, you know, again, you can't ever tell what he's going to do. He looked like he might have done a 360 or something, turned inside out, kicks his legs out, and the crowd responds.
And only a 47. The crowd not real happy with that. I'll tell you what, I couldn't do that one in my dreams. Michael Jordan said that he hoped to get to the finals with a dunk that was not as spectacular as the one he wanted to pull out then. So he did get a 47. He is now the leader. Number 2 out of the 5 who have dunked so far is Greg Anderson with a 42. So that's what Drexler's looking at. Clyde from Portland. Well, that looked a lot like the dunk that Michael Jordan did, and he had a little more authority throwing it down through. However, still in the air, he didn't take off out quite as far as Michael did, so it didn't look quite as good, but it's still a terrific dunk. There he goes, brings the legs up, windmills it through, and a very nice dunk by Clyde Drexler. I would think that should put him in 2nd place right now as we take another look at it. Look at get up, get the legs up in the air, get that flair to it. You got to do something a little bit special, and I like that one by Clyde.
And the thing that Jordan did was kick his legs out.
And we do hear now that 44 points have been awarded to Drexler. That puts him in second place. So Jordan with 47, Drexler with 44, Anderson with 42, Kersey with 41. So 41's the number here that Dominique needs to better in order to advance to the semifinal rounds. Dominique Wilkins from the Atlanta Hawks, the 1985 champion, 6'7", 200 pounds. Well, that'll draw a high score. I can tell you that right now. Now, we saw a reverse two-hander before, Steve, early in the competition, but not with the flair that Dominique just put on that, or with the power.
And the quickness. He exploded into that basket right down there. You'll take a look. Now, watch, I think what he does is really give it some juice. He cradles the ball, then spreads his legs out and really throws it down. That's a good pop for Wilkins.
And a 49 for Dominique Wilkins to put him in first place. So it's Wilkins with 49, Jordan 47, Drexler 44, Anderson 42. Michael Jordan. They had a drawing to determine the order of the competition in the semifinals. Now in this round, 3 dunks for each competitor.
Well, Jordan got out of the gate last time with something special, and he wants to do the same as we start this round.
Uh-oh. He's measuring off the free throw line. Jordan once said he thinks the perfect dunk would be a 360 from the free throw line.
Okay, it is T-10 and counting to liftoff.
Oh, they're on their feet at the stadium already. This is reminiscent of the ABA dunking championship and Julius Erving many years ago.
Mission control, ready for launch.
That brought Dominique to his feet. And Jordan says he likes to dribble the ball when he does a dunk, as opposed to just running with it, because he thinks that's really part of the rhythm and part of the game, and he should do that. And a 50 for Michael Jordan on his first dunk of the semifinal round.
Well, Jordan just taking his time, it appears, and I think this is what helps him. He accelerates right at the end, just misses behind the line, but still, that's tough to beat.
There you see him coming at you as gets ready for launch. The plant, the tongue out, the flare with the legs and the palm, and throw it through. Very nice, Michael. Little clutch with the right arm as he goes down the first 50 that's been awarded today. And next comes Otis Smith, the 6'5" guard forward from Golden State. Second year in the NBA. How'd you like to be following this, Steve?
That's what I was going to say. Whatever happens after that, you know, Otis Smith is in trouble, but Smith likes to come underneath the basket a lot, and so it's going to be real interesting to see what he can do to try to get the judges on his side.
Oh, he had to grab an errant rebound as he threw it off the glass with a beautiful jam by Otis Smith. That was impressive.
Now, that was good considering the pressure that he had missed before, coming behind Michael Jordan to take a chance and throwing it off the window and then catching it right. And again, power personified.
And he gets a 45 from the judges. That score booed. It may be the error in throwing the ball might have detracted from his point total.
I don't think so, Bob. I mean, I just think that coming behind Jordan, it's really hard for the judges to get juiced up again when they see that kind of an opportunity.
Second-year player in the NBA who had to follow Michael Jordan. That's called pressure. Now here comes Clyde the Glide Drexler. Well, now that's a tough one. Why would he choose a free throw dunk after Jordan has electrified the crowd with a 50? That would be tough on a judge's mind, I would think, Steve.
There aren't that many of them, though. I mean, you know, you think about these ducks, you got to think about what you can do, and you also got to think about how to impress the judge and get something down. Drexler just inside, they give him a 45.
Well, again, he did not have the flair that Michael Jordan had. I mean, it's a great dunk coming in from the slam camera, as you see. Was able to throw it through, took off further inside than Michael. He was not deserving of a 50 because you compare it to what Michael did. So next up will be Dominique Wilkins. We're in the semifinals of the 1988 Gatorade Slam Dunk Championships from Chicago Stadium on All-Star Saturday, along with Rick Barry, Steve Jones. This is Bob Neal. Oh, mercy.
He didn't go anywhere but from 15 feet in, but it seemed to be just as impressive, again, because he brought it down real low and then just powered it home.
He has so much power. Now just look at this explosiveness as he takes off, right in front of him. The complete 360 wheeler-dealer through for a 49. So it's been Jordan with a 50, Wilkins with a 49, Drexler with a 45. There are 3 dunks in this semifinal round.
You think the judges might be thinking they might not be able to get out of here if Jordan doesn't win this thing. That was a tremendous...
Now Michael Jordan with a second of his 3 dunks in the semifinals.
It's nothing new, but again, it's spectacular and it's front of the home crowd.
Obviously, the judges are pretty tough this year. They're tough and relatively consistent thus far. Compared to his 50, that might be a 48. That sounds pretty good.
Well, when you look at it again, and this is the one that got everybody juiced up a year ago, it looks just as good and looks like a 50 to me.
He sure does, Steve. I'll tell you. Now, that's the one he calls the kiss the rim because he takes his face right up to the rim, ducks it under, and then windmills. He said previous to this that he was going to add a twist to that dunk for the competition today. Let's see if he advances, and I think he probably will. If he advances, if he brings it up in the finals.
I got to come up with something to excite the crowd and the judges.
And he's changing his mind coming to the other side of the court now, so obviously he's going to try something different. Talking to the crowd.
He's got to come up with some sort of 360 and power, and he's going for off the window.
That was impressive. He banked it from the left side, dunked it from the right.
That was safe, but I don't think it was good enough or dramatic enough for him to get past Jordan or Wilkins. Wanted to make sure he got something in, and at this point, if he would have been able to maybe turn some way in midair and catch it and throw it in, I think he'd have gotten a big score.
Sure, throw it up there, Steve. Catch it, do a 360 and fire it through. Something we used to do all the time, right? A 42 for Clyde Drexler. So Drexler with a 42 on his first dunk in this round. Drexler had a 45, so that's an 87 thus far. There are 3 dunks in this semifinal round. Now, here comes Dominique Wilkins, who was disappointed. He was disappointed, and the judge has given him a 49 on his first dunk.
Here's a 360.
Oh, what a great shot from the lunar cam, too. That's right, that camera right above the rim.
Well, the heat is on, Rick. With that one, the judges are going to have to respond with their good scores. We look at the Lumicam up top, and that ought to give us a real good view of just how tough and powerful Dominique Wilkins is.
47.
Oh, he got a 47. He's not going to be happy with that score. 49 the first, 47 on this one. I disagree. Well, now I'll tell you, see, he put a little flare after he put the dunk through, but when he went up, he makes the spin move, goes up nice and straight, holds it on his hair, didn't do anything spectacular with the arms. He didn't put as much flair as he normally does into his dunk, Steve. So I would think that score was more indicative of what he had performed as opposed to the last one, which he deserved the 50 on.
Well, so that's going to put him into the championship round with Jordan.
They get one more dunk. Well, he's got to make sure he just makes the next one. I think the other competitors have basically almost eliminated themselves. Unless Dominique were to miss 2 of them, he should go in. Same with Michael. Jordan has 98 points. Wilkins 96. Drexler 87. Smith 67. Virtually eliminated. That may have closed the door. Well, that was the semifinal round. They got 3 dunks each.
That was the same dunk he had just missed, and he made a slight adjustment. And you get a look high above.
Now you saw him throw his arm down into. He was making sure he didn't miss that one. Watch the right hand now. Up high, his hand is there. He ducks out of the way. Now watch him throw it down in through. Now I tell you, I think 47 is a tough score. That was a very impressive dunk. I think the judges might be affected by the fact he missed, but they're not supposed to be. 145 is his total for the 3 dunks.
He had his whole arm in there, Rick.
He did. He definitely had to duck his head out of the way of the rim. And that's the twist he was talking about putting on that kiss the rim. In other words, take his head up. He normally just went in and windmilled it from the side. This way he went past the hoop and reversed it. That's the twist. Needs a 49 to tie Jordan.
Started in front and finished on the other side, and we'll see how the judges like it, if that's enough to push him past Drexler.
I think he was just making sure that he got a good enough score to make it into the finals. He really was in a good position. Here you see him bring it up. And again, the double clutch down, back up, and over and through. And this is, again, the flair that he has. As he goes up, he's high, all the way back down on the clutch move, past the basket, and then brings it back for the two-hander over the head. Not your routine two-hand over the hand dunk shot. A little more flair.
He does get a 47 to give him 143 for the semifinal round. So the two finalists will be previous champions, the defending champion Michael Jordan with 145 points in the semifinal round, and Dominique Wilkins with 143 points in the semifinals. And this is what the crowd's been waiting for. The championship round. There will be a coin flip to determine who goes first. Here's the slam dunk championship. Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins. And I ask you fellas if you thought Jordan should let him go first or not.
Well, I think that Jordan probably did the right thing. He's going to put the pressure on Wilkins.
And Dominique is going to give a little running start to this one. Not much, though.
From high above the rim. High above the rim.
Well out in front. I think that's the key, as well as the height, how far out in front he caught it when he's able to hammer it home. And again, he makes it look like it's routine, but watch, look how far away he is. That's a great start for Dominique.
He was still going up when he caught it. Right, and he stayed up for so long, took off from just inside the bottom of that circle, and was able to throw it through with authority as he tossed it up from the top of the key. But watch one more time. Here he is from the top of the key, the perfect toss, the perfect timing, and look at he stay up, and throws it through with power.
And the perfect score of 50 on that dunk from Dominique Wilkins, now the defending champion.
Well, now Jordan does have his first taste of pressure in the slam dunk competition.
I'm predicting a 50 on that.
Be hard not to give him 50 on that one, Steve. That was impressive. That time he did the two-hander double clutch, as he did look like the kiss the rim type of dunk he done before.
He got a 50.
Well, we're still even as Jordan goes up and takes it way down and then hammers it home over the top. And you'll see from way up high just how difficult it is. And we'll see the Dominique Wilkins reaction.
He looks like a heavyweight fighter who's just taken a roundhouse right, and now he's going to set to throw another one.
Final round, Dominique Wilkins.
So that's the second 50 of the day for Michael Jordan, but remember the scores from previous rounds don't advance. This is the championship, Dominique Wilkins and Michael Jordan. That rattled the floor.
Like 45 being shot someplace. That one exploded at the bottom of the net.
And that even has the Chicago fans humming because the power that Dominique has. He has more power than any dunker that I've seen play this game, with the creativity also going along with it. Here he comes up in the air. Look at the legs, look at the arms, the windmill, and power. He almost lost it. Let's check the judges out after he hit that one.
Ooh, they were impressed enough to give him a 50, his second 50. In the three-dunk championship competition. There is a dunk-off in case there's a tie, a sudden dunk.
Well, you know what he's telling Greg Anderson? Yeah, that'll get some heat on him now. We're gonna see what the judges will do now.
Jordan for his second, at 50 on the first. Oh, look what's going through his mind. He said earlier, sometimes he doesn't decide until he's in the air. Looked like a figure 8 with the double clutch.
This is much like a heavyweight championship crowd, you know, and they are trading big, heavy right punches. Jordan took a long time to think about this, knowing he had to get the judges' attention.
A 47 was awarded on that dunk.
Oh, that is some great creativity. And you notice he's going with the two-hander, Steve, to get a little more power as we watch the reaction of Dominique Wilkins as Michael went in for the dunk. And he just waits to see what the score is. There's another look at that dunk. Now watch when he takes off. Look at the way he moves the ball from the right down low to the left, two hands, and throws it through with authority.
These judges are going to need the National Guard to get out of Chicago Stadium.
Yeah, it's a hostile, ugly crowd now.
Well, Dominique only needs to come up with a great dunk here. If he gets a 49 or a 48, 49 he can't lose, or 48. I guarantee you he will not get 50 on this dunk. Guarantee.
A two-handed windmill, and the judges are going through it. Their entire lives are flashing in front of their eyes.
47, Michael gets a 50, and it's a dunk off.
Well, we watched Dominique Wilkins come in, and again, with the power and authority, low with two hands.
And the judges have awarded Dominique Wilkins a 45.
That's incredible.
Could we call it a make good?
I mean, that's a two-hand windmill with authority from the sideline. Let's watch this one again. Here he comes, takes off, two hands up, down, around, and through with two hands.
Now for Michael Jordan, here's the story. Wilkins finishes with 145. Michael Jordan needs a 48 to tie, a 49 to win.
Hey, you don't think the crowd has some influence on the judges on that last dunk?
Well, they're on their feet here at Chicago Stadium. Here's another guy that relishes the challenge and pressure. But again, creativity and imagination is the key. Plus, he's got to make the dunk.
He needs a 48 to tie, a 49 to win. The defending slam dunk champion, Michael Jordan, if he were to win this, he'd be the only two-time winner in the 4-year slam dunk competition. Larry Nance won it, Dominique, Spud Webb, Jordan, and Michael is backing all the way to the middle of the backcourt. Now he's going to the baseline. Well, the crowd lets you know what they think of it. Now we will wait for the judges. A 48 ties, a 49 wins.
Michael Jordan score 50.
They gave him a 50. They gave Jordan a 50. He defends his championship.
And he took off further inside than he did the last time, but it's still a spectacular dunk, and it's certainly deserving of the high score that he received, Steve. But Dominique Wilkins got the short end of a very impressive dunk.
Consistent judging all day until the last two dunks prior to this, the 47 and the 45.
A note was passed down to the judges.